see how the picture is slightly washed out, and we need to fix that. So we want to get the picture more true to the color. We're going to be adding a light. We're going to be keeping this as a junction box so we can check amperage and do different shenanigans with the receptacles. We're going to be adding a switch here. We're going to add a little bit of conduit some way, somehow, probably out of this hole up here. Maybe do a 3-point saddle and then mount a box in this corner. I don't know what we're going to do yet. We're going to do something though. So that's the plan. We're also going to let's play with some crimp terminals here. These are the crimps that I prefer to use. I think they're called, I can't remember what they call these now. Closed end butt splices. So we're just going to strip this real quick for you guys. And somebody mentioned this in my comments that I was using the wrong crimper. And I somewhat agree. So we're going to try this. This is two 14 gauge wires, speaker wire. That's what started this. And I've got insulated crimpers here. And we're going to just crimp this to the max. It's ratcheting, so we can't crimp any more. This is as tight as I can make this. And that is the smallest one that I've got. We can go up one size. But it does beg the question, is this crimper better than this crimper? These are non-insulated crimpers. So they should not be used on butt splices. But these aren't like your hard plastic butt splices that you buy from any store. These are like, I don't know. Look, they're more pliable and they're flexible. And I've never used anything different than these to crimp. I've got some water here. And what we're going to do, we're going to check continuity on the other side to see, are these wires actually touching or not? So I think that'd be pretty cool. We'll just dip this in the water here and we'll know. Obviously, this is an insulated splice and this is insulated. But I want to crimp it down with some non-insulated crimpers to see, did we actually puncture the plastic or not with the crimps here. So that's what we're going to be doing. I've got the noise cancellation on the microphone right now. And we'll have to see how that works out. You guys have to let me know in the comments below how it sounds. We're going to go get some alligator clamps and a multimeter and check continuity. I could even use my toner because my toner will ring continuity. So if we get a toner here, and same concept here. If we touch these together, we should get one of these lights. There we go. I think that one's going to turn red. So if we touch these together, you can see where that continuity there is red. And if we let go, you'll see where the continuity is no longer red. Perfect. So what we'll do is attach one here. We'll attach one here. And we need to see. We'll have to test this as well, because this is not really a sure way to test this. So I'm going to touch the water with one lead, and if I touch the water with the other lead, do we get a continuity tone? Oh my gosh, we don't. We don't get continuity in the water. Are you kidding me? Go get some salt. We need dirtier water. Unless this thing just won't read through water. This might be one of those situations where you need a better multimeter. Like I tell you guys, the Fluke just won't read, but another multimeter will. Let's add some salt in here. Let's try that. Oh, there we go. We fixed it. Science for the win. Okay. Did you know that I was going to do that?
No.
Haha. All right. So we got our toner set up now. You guys can see the continuity. And if I grab, we want to grab we can technically grab both of these wires up here. I dip this in here. Now, obviously, we're not going to get continuity. I lay it on its side. We might if I get water in there. But you can see where that's pretty insulated. We could add a little bit more water to this experiment. Do you want to go get another glass of water real quick? We'll add a little bit more water.
Okay.
Let's see here. I gotta tell you, man, it is hotter in this garage than it should be. But we are in Texas. She's gonna bring me this much water, guys. I promise you. How much did you bring? Yeah, it's way too much. That's okay. You did good.
Did you put it on all messages?
Yeah. Okay.
All they can see is your arm.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so here. Hold that right there. Or actually, we'll leave it right there. Okay, so we're not getting any continuity. If I dip this sideways, what happens into the water? Okay, we need a better control than that. Hang on.
Can I try to crimp it?
Sorry. Oh, there we go. Okay, there's our control. So you can see our control here. And let's do this. I love these strippers, by the way. All right, so let's get another one out.
Can I try to crimp it?
Stop there. So there we go there. No. And this is an insulated butt splice, but we're gonna nick a part of it on purpose as a control because we know that it doesn't go through. So put it in the water. Yeah, fully insulated, right? Let's get it more dry. Let's cut a little bit into there. Just a little bit, purposely. Can we get any continuity in there? These splicers are so resilient, man. This is why professionals like to use these in cars so much. Okay, now I definitely see some metal. There we go, instant continuity. Okay, so let's try to see if we can squeeze extra tight and see if we get continuity. Now, the first thing I want to point out is the reason why I use the crimpers that I use before we check that. So here we go. We're just going to crimp this the way that I like to crimp using this one here. And I'm just going to squeeze the crap out of it, man. It's going to be pretty good. I don't know if I'd squeeze any more than that. You can see the dent there. This is what we started off telling you at the beginning of the live, was that this is not the hard plastic that you're used to on most butt splices. This is more pliable. I've never punctured one of these to a point where I had to worry about it not being insulated anymore. Somebody said, hey, you should use insulated crimpers on your insulated butt splices. And I do typically agree with you, except for that these things are just different. So what I can show you now, if we want to try and pull this off, let's see. Okay, so we're able to slide it off with some force. And we can see just how closed it is in there. It's pretty closed. Let's do another cut and another splice. And we're going to do the insulated one. We'll go with the smallest crimper that I've got. And it's ratcheting, so I can't close it anymore. And we will see how hard it is to pull these off. Ah, I slipped. Oh, actually pretty easy compared to the other one. So they don't close as much. It's more of a uniform crimp instead of a giant dent in the middle. All right, now let's absolutely just go to town on this, and let's see if we can make this where it's no longer insulated. So I'm just going to like just destroy this thing. I'm going to bottom it out. Like, that's pretty on there. Like, I can't get it any more closed. You see the pliers there. Is this still insulated? Now, this is my argument, okay? With two of these resting up against each other, you would be pretty hard pressed to make contact with each other. Just the way that it's shaped, you would have to try. If this thing shorted out against another one, I wouldn't even be upset. I'd be like, damn, that was made to be. So let's see how good is the crimp. Well, actually, let's see if it's waterproof. Insulated, yeah, I would say it's insulated still. And for the control there, we'll go ahead and give it a little cut. We'll just cut a little bit of this. We'll twist that there like that. What do you think that is still insulated? Let's find out. It's not. Okay, perfect. So you can see where absolutely smashing these all the way to 0, they still remain insulated. That's definitive. It takes some outward force to make them no longer insulated. And if you guys want to take a shot for every time I say insulated, I would understand. Let's try one more thing. Let's do the pull test. And then we'll start wiring up a receptacle. Except that my daughter's going to do it, not me. Okay. Let's go again here. Completely bottomed out. Again. Put it in the water. Completely insulated still. That's pretty cool. If you guys don't believe me, I can lay it on its side, and then we can get continuity. So you can see where our crimp has not rendered the insulation useless. And what does it take to get this off? Because I squeezed it pretty hard. Still slides off fairly easy. You definitely want to twist your conductors together when using these, because you can see the mechanical force of this just isn't enough to keep these wires together forever. So this is one good situation where a pre-twist is a great idea. A little bit of solder, and then even put one of these on just to insulate it. Maybe even better. But at the end of the day, using non-insulated crimpers, at least these pliers, on an insulated closed-in butt splice is fine in my book. And like I said before, even if they weren't insulated and we had nicks, you'd be pretty hard-pressed to get these together in a certain fashion to where they're making contact. So, yeah. In conclusion, I would say you don't need an insulated crimper on these, at least if you're doing it to your own car and it's your own liability. If you are installing for somebody, I could say where you want to follow the installation instructions to a T. That being said, though, you know what? These didn't do terrible, and they're insulated, and they're going to be a better quality of installation because they do follow the installation instructions. So if I was to strip this here and this here, twist these together again, and put on another one. This is an insulated crimper. Bottomed out completely. We get a crimp down below and we get a crimp up top, which is pretty cool. And it's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So the proper tool for the job is obviously this guy here. But if you do happen to use the wrong tool for the job, they're still fully insulated. What's going on, Martin? How's it going? Yeah, so we just insulated crimped this and we non-insulated crimped it. Let's see if it's still insulated. It is. That is good news. So, yeah, non-insulated crimps are fine on closed-end insulated butt splices. And here's your control. There you go. Continuity. All right. Let's do something else. Let's install a receptacle. Waiting for you guys to get in here. What we're going to do, we're going to leave this as a junction box. We're going to push some wire into here. We're going to make this a switch and receptacle. I think I haven't fully decided what I want to do. We could go with the switch receptacle and just put one right there and be done. And then my cord would have to be routed down through here and then here. And I could probably do that. We could just tie wrap the cord there and there. That's probably what we're going to do. And just have one single receptacle right there. Or we can install a box and do a lot more and have to run some pipe and all kinds of stuff. I think we're just going to wire a switch for you guys. Want to take these back to the kitchen? What are you showing here? Oh, we were playing with insulated butt splices and seeing if a non-insulated crimper would compromise the integrity of an insulated butt splice, because these aren't the same material as your standard butt splices. These are a little bit more resilient because they're just a lot more pliable. And someone mentioned whenever I was doing some car audio the other day, they said, oh, you didn't use an insulated crimper. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I didn't. And I don't know if it matters. I've never used an insulated crimper for these, and I've never had any issues. So it just got me thinking, why is it that I've never used the proper tool for the job? And the answer is, quite frankly, it doesn't matter. But if you want to install for somebody else and guarantee your work and keep liability out, you should always use the proper tool for the job when you're working for somebody else. Always, always, always.
Crimp this one with the hand one.
What?
Can I try to crimp this one with the hand one? No, the other one.
Keely wants to try and crimp something.
Right there?
Yep. Squeeze. There you go. Let's see. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I prefer this style of crimp anyway, myself. All right, we're going to wire a switch. So we need some wire, not speaker wire. There's Romex here. Grab that Romex real quick. Yeah. You can see the difference in the light. So like if I aim down, you see where it gets really washed out and everything turns like a lot whiter. And if I aim the camera this way, everything looks more vivid. And we're going to fix that. We're going to put a different light up because right now we have a very bright, basically made for dealerships light. And we don't need that.
Are you going to use this exposed wire?
Yeah, so let's just, here's the deal with Romex, okay? Number one question. Number one question maybe ever on the internet for some reason. Don't ask me why. Can you use Romex inside of Conduit? Yes or no? The answer is yes. You can use Romex inside of Conduit. Where people get confused is you can't use this outside. So even if you're in Conduit and you're outside, you cannot use Romex because the interior of your pipe, the inside of it, is considered the same condition as where you installed it in. So if you install pipe inside, the interior pipe is a dry location, we can use Romex. If you install your EMT or your pipe outside, That's a wet location. You cannot install this in a wet location. That's the best way to explain that. You can put Romex in pipe. Do not install it outside, ever. All right, let me switch spots with you. Go around. Let me move this. Okay, let's do this. Let's prep the wiring. So go give me a piece of paper. You know where it is? It's on the shelf in there underneath the thing. I'm going to show you guys how to wire one of these. It's a switch and a plug. So they can be pretty daunting, but they're pretty easy. I'll show you guys. And then Keely's also going to learn. We're also going to need a Sharpie. Oh, I got a Sharpie. Okay. This is basically your wiring diagram, okay? Constant hot. So what we call a constant hot is anything not switched, okay? So when I say I want a constant hot, that means that there's no switch after it. So what's a good example of something that's constantly hot in your house?
Wire.
Right, but like what do you use every day that's always hot, that has power?
Light switch.
One side of the light switch is a constant hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the other side?
I forgot what it's called.
So the side that switches is called the switch leg. So a switch side equals a switch leg, okay? So if this was a switch, you would run a constant hot to this side.
Yeah.
That way we can turn power on and off to get power back to this lug. So if we had a constant hot here, basically if we envision this, you are switching. I'm going to just do it upside down so you guys can see. With the switch like this, it's in this position. And then when we turn the switch on, it closes. And then it makes contact inside from here to there. So that's called a switch leg.
So it just cuts off the power?
Yeah.
Whenever it turns off?
Yeah, that's what switches do. They just stop the flow of electricity from this lug to this lug. Now, what's an example of something that always has power?
My LED lights.
Your LED lights, but how did you power them?
With a plug.
Yeah, so plugs are constantly hot. So plugs are constantly hot. Switches are switched or have a constant hot, and then they also feed a switch. So a receptacle is a good example of something constantly hot, okay? Now, this receptacle here is a little bit daunting because it's got a lot of crazy things on it, okay?
Okay.
Typically, whenever you find a device like this, the black screws are always going to be your hots.
What about the gold ones?
The gold ones are typically your switch leg.
And then the green one is the ground.
Green is ground, but what is that one?
I don't know.
What colors do we have here to play with?
Does this one go on this one?
It can. What is that called?
The ground?
Nope. This one.
Oh, this one. Which side?
It's called your neutral. So your white is your neutral. So your brass screw typically is your, your silver screw is typically your neutral. Your brass screws are typically hots, but in this case, we have black screws for hots. So what we're looking at, just like we showed you before on this piece of paper, that's why I drew this out, okay? You have a switch side, which is your switch leg, and we have constant hots, remember? And we said that switches can get constant hots to feed power to the switch leg. So if we draw this like this, and we have a switch here, okay? And we have two lugs off of the switch. And internally, remember I showed you the switch looks like this, right? And when you throw it, that makes contact to turn that on and off. One side here is the constant hot. So we have one constant hot here, and we're going to have a switch leg. Now for receptacles, we have 2 brass and we have 2 silver screws. Okay. And then here we have brass, because neutrals don't get switches. And you'll see that in a second. We have a brass and a silver screw on our receptacle. So when we look back at this, hope you're paying attention, because you're going to wire this thing and then we're going to turn it on. Hopefully it don't explode. So if this is a switch, okay, what do we need on this switch for it to work?
The ground.
What do we need on the switch for it to work?
Constant hot.
Constant hot, exactly. You can talk a little bit louder.
Okay.
Here. And what else do you need?
Switch side.
A switch leg. Okay, so what we talk about the constant hots, where do they go?
They're this one
Right, and where do the switch legs go?
to this.
Yeah, but what screw? Right. So if we take a constant hot here, when we throw this switch, it's going to send power to this screw here. Got it? And if we take a constant hot to our receptacle, because we know constant hots need receptacles need constant hots, what do we need for a receptacle to work?
The ground.
The neutral. But yeah, the ground is a safety measure. The ground doesn't really function other than for safety. But yeah, so if we were to wire this up, we're going to take one wire here to the constant hot. Now check this out. There's a little piece right here. See that little tab right there?
Yeah.
You know what that does?
No.
That makes these the same connection.
Oh.
So now we don't have to take 2 hots to this. We only need 1 hot to this. So that's pretty cool. So instead of running 2 hots, but if we had a separate circuit, we could break this off, and then we would have 1 circuit for our switch, and we could have another circuit for our receptacle. You see how that works?
Are we doing that one?
We're not doing that. We're just going to use 1 wire in, and then we're going to have a switch leg, and that's going to feed something. What do we want this to feed?
The switch.
So this is what we're going to do. We're going to make this switch control this plug. How are we going to do that?
I don't know.
If these screws here are for the receptacle, and these screws here are for the switch, right? But we don't want the plug to be hot all the time.
So like whenever you turn the light off, that's gonna turn off too?
Yes. How do you think we do that? After everything I explained to you. Because we need to isolate this screw here. We don't want this screw to be attached to this. How can we fix that?
By breaking this off?
Exactly. So if we break this off, now what we're going to do I prefer MC or conduit? I did industrial for a solid 3 years. Built a couple of ground up buildings, different phases of the same one. And then I worked in Nestle, Niagara Waters, White Wave, Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, and Niagara Waters. I love conduit, man. I love rigid conduit. Conduit's my favorite. But MC is very fast. So if I was installing it and I only needed 1 circuit and I'm the owner of the business and I need to get it done, it's going in MC. But I prefer conduit. I like to run conduit. It's more of an art to it, takes more skill, and you're more likely to surround yourself with more professionals that are like-minded when you're running conduit versus MC. Anyone can run MC. It's really easy. Conduit takes a little bit more skill, a little bit more patience, and you wind up with a better mindset as a whole. So I prefer conduit. Okay. Let's go get, hey, you know where those needle nose are that you put in the bedroom or in the YouTube room? Go get them. The one in the box that Klein sent. Klein sent some, yeah. Now I got to mark this video sponsored, I suppose, because Klein sent me some needle nose pliers, which is pretty cool. Did you find them? She did not find them. Okay. So what we're going to do here, we're going to draw this out. If we have a plug here, and this side here is the receptacle, and we know the white is going to go here. That's a given. And we have a jumper. Make sure I draw this right so I don't confuse you guys. That's a ground. Ground.
Where are they again?
You know what you're looking for?
The needle nose that Colin sent you.
Yeah.
Like 2 days ago, one day.
Yeah. Where did I put them?
I found them.
You did find this. We do need that.
Okay.
Out there. Oh, they're underneath this tool pouch.
Oh.
All right. Got some new needle notes from Klein. Big shout out to Klein. Thanks for sending me these. Appreciate it, guys. Klein's somewhat of a sponsor of the channel. They just send me stuff and I tell them how to make their tools better. It's a win-win. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to break this tab out.
Can I do it?
Yeah. But see how you're grabbing it right there?
Yeah.
And then you're going to rock it.
Okay.
Here, let me show you some yeah. Yep. Keep going. Keep going. No. Keep rocking. Don't force it. You have to keep rocking it. Here.
It's
Here.
hard to grab onto it.
Watch. Once you grab it, you just got to rock it. And you got to be patient with it because you don't want to force it. You just little wiggle. See that?
Mm-hmm.
That's all you got to do. So just do that until it breaks.
Okay.
Don't force it. Just little wiggles.
Like that?
Yep. Let's see if you can get a bigger bite on it.
Get a little bit more of a bigger bite.
There you go.
I did
Perfect.
it.
Exactly. Yeah. You force it, you'll open up the whole side of the receptacle. See where you did that? Where you were trying to force it? Not a big deal because it's just plastic damage, but that's why you don't want to force anything. So there's our tab here. Now this tab belongs right here. Okay. So what we're going to do, if our receptacle gets a black wire here, okay.
So this one's the black wire.
And what's that?
This one's the black wire. That's gonna be.
Yeah. So now we got a constant hot going to our switch. Okay. I'm just going to tell everyone what we're doing so that they can stay on it, and then I'm going to get you to understand it. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to run a wire to this black screw. We broke this off because we were going to feed the switch leg out of this here. The screw here is going to feed this screw. That way we can switch this receptacle. By breaking this off, we've interrupted the current flow to where this is no longer constantly hot. So we're going to make a jumper. We're going to run our constant hot here, and then we're going to run our switch leg to come off of the switch to control the receptacle off of our switch leg screw down to here, and that's going to activate the power to the receptacle. So does that make sense?
To me?
Yeah, I'm actually going to redraw this portion here. Stop looking at that chat. Forgot this thing didn't look like our regular receptacle. I'm not even going to show. I almost messed it up. Okay, what we're going to do, these are separated now. Remember we had this internal thing here and we broke it off, right? Put that back. We got this internal thing and we broke it off. So we're going to run a constant hot like we talked about. Constant hot is anything not switched, okay? We're going to run a constant hot over here. And then we're going to run our switched. We're going to jump down to here.
Okay.
And then that way, this will power that because this is already connected to one side of the switch.
Okay.
And then this right here is connected to the receptacle. This is going to send the power to here. So make me a jumper that goes from here to there.
With what wire?
You got wire?
Anyone?
Oh, well, preferably black.
Do I need more?
No.
Cut that off? Or just use it like this?
Cut it off so you can use it. Gotta be on camera though. What's up, Shaka?
So, make this go to here?
Yeah, I don't ever reuse wire like that that's been out in the elements. Yep, cut that.
Like that?
Yep, now strip it to the proper length.
Which? 10?
Nope, it's 12, but it's straight, it's solid. Come over here, on here. Get your hair out of there.
What's this one?
Maybe. You gotta read it because it'll tell you if it's solid or stranded. Stop trying to force it. Did you punch that? Did you smash your finger?
No.
Rule number 1 of doing anything when you're working with your hands as a tradesman is be aware of what's going to happen if you slip. So you were on the wrong size first off, and then second off, remember we showed you to push with your thumb? Just like that.
Okay.
See where I didn't force it?
Yeah.
You just, here, do it again.
Okay. 12?
Yeah.
This one?
Over here so they can see.
This one?
Set it down below. Look. If you're trying to set it and you're holding it at the top, now I got to bring this closed. It makes more sense to hold it steady and then bring this one to the steady part because I can hold this here and I can keep it still and I'm going to close on top of it instead of trying to bring the bottom to the top. Once you get a lot of experience, it doesn't matter. But when you're learning, it's easier to keep this stationary here. Your hands are closer together. You can almost hold your fingers steady to keep you steady. And then you can do whatever you're trying to do. Get it locked in. Push with your thumb.
Okay. So...
What about 3/4 of an inch? Make sure it's number 12. Hang on. Stop. So, look. See what that says? What does that say?
Oh, so...
SLD?
Yeah.
Solid. Over here on this side? What does that say?
STR.
STR. What do you think that is? Stranded wire. So we're solid wire. So you want to be on the number 12.
This one?
If that's number 12, I think so. Squeeze it shut.
That's 10. Wait, no.
Go ahead and try. Push with the thumb. Let me see here. You're still on number 10, baby. Look, that's where you're at. Look, 12 is still exposed. So go to 12 and then try again.
So one up.
Whichever one says 12. I don't want to tell you too much. Okay, how do you know you're in the right spot?
That's 14.
It's actually not. So if you follow that right there, see where it says 12?
Yeah.
So we got 8, that's that hole. 10 is that hole. 12 is the one that you're in. See it?
Oh.
There you go. Perfect. See how much easier that was? Yeah. All right. Now, let's land it on the terminal.
This is a terminal?
Yeah, that's a terminal. So the trick with these, sometimes they're a little bit loose. You can kind of shake them. See how they're, see, it'll rest all the way down. You can kind of shake these as you're inserting the wire. That helps. But sometimes you just need to back it up with a screwdriver as well. I'm going to get you a screwdriver. Actually, so number 1, Robertson. You are tightening.
That's tightening.
That's loosening. Okay. That's good. You feel the resistance to screw is definitely in there. But you want to get that behind that. So what did I tell you about shaking it and everything? Now try to put the screw in as you're shaking it. So what are you going to do to make, yeah, exactly. Hold it upside down. Hold it upside down, it will fall in there. Watch. I'm going to go like this, shake it as I insert it, and then it falls right in. If you're trying to shake it, it's just going to bounce back down. You're going to be fighting gravity. See what I'm saying? So you want to work with how it's going to obviously
with gravity
land. Yeah. That's almost too much insulation stripped. I would say that's borderline. You could probably cut another 1/8 inch off of that.
Cut?
Yeah.
That?
Yep. That's a lot. That's okay.
Oh.
It's not too much. On camera.
Okay. Like that?
Probably. Now I'll land it. Now this is my trick, okay? This is everyone's trick, but watch. If you hold it like this in your hand, and you hold 2 fingers like this, that wire can't go anywhere while you're tightening.
Okay. So like that?
Yep. Okay, don't hold your screwdriver like you're trying to stab somebody though. Like a psychopath murderer. Look, hold it like this, like you're gonna index straight like this. Turn it. You actually got it pretty tight. So now, no, you're good. Okay. Now we just want to make a little curve. We want to land it on this guy here.
Does it matter which side I do it?
The only thing that really matters how big this is how deep your box is. So if your box is deep, you know, you can have a bigger loop. If your box isn't, you can't. But what you can do, you can just lay this flat when you're done. I'd rather have a little bit of slack here than, you know, not enough. So go ahead and strip that one on camera. That'd be good.
Yay.
That's quite a bit. You can cut off about 1/8. Right there. There you go. Now what did I tell you about the, yeah, exactly. Turn it upside down. Let gravity work for you.
No.
Nope, that's not how you hold it. How you hold a receptacle. Nope. How'd I show you? Yep. I showed that wire in there. Show the wire in there.
I'm trying to loosen it.
Well, then you didn't put it in. Yeah, shake it and get it in there. The wire's in a bind right now, so you got to pull the wire all the way out to get out of the bind. Now move it around. Now push it in the hole. There you go. Let me see. See how it's at a curve?
Yeah.
You can't push a crooked peg in a straight hole. So straighten it out. Now it goes right in. Make sure it's all the way in. Exactly. There you go. Tighten it up. Okay. Now you're nice and tight. Now we can just fold that slightly. Nothing too crazy, right? Just enough. Now what we got is we have our switch leg. It's going to send power to this receptacle. So,
that was easy.
Yeah. Let's get, I think we're done prefabbing now, but we can show you what it would look like. So let's get our new ET270 from Klein. Shout out to Klein. They sent this. I've got to mark the video as sponsored or something. But I'm convinced this is probably the best multimeter that money can buy for a homeowner. And we're actually going to do something else. We're going to get a better battery than these. I don't recommend these Klein batteries. Actually, I would say you don't want to use these batteries in your Kleins. They come with all the Kleins and they leak and they ruin your tools. So don't use these batteries. So we can get better ones. We're going to use lithium ion, non-leaking, from the O station there. That's rechargeable lithium ion battery. It's a whole charging station. This thing's pretty cool. We got to get this open.
No.
Yeah. There you go. That's not going to work. This one. Here we go. What's that, Jonathan? So do your leaks, yeah. Hey, you have one job here. It is not to lose the Klein screw that I can't replace. Once it starts spinning like that, it's usually ready to go. All you have to do is lift this up and pull that way. Thank goodness it only needs 2.
I need like 16.
Tighten that back up. Okay. This multimeter is cool because it's really easy for a homeowner to understand what the heck to do, right? You plug this in for the receptacle and you plug this in and bam, you're basically done. That's amazing. So we can just plug this right into any receptacle. And then it's homeowner friendly because you know you want voltage or you want voltage DC. Set it to the receptacle mode there. You got 9 volts for testing batteries. This thing is really, really easy to understand. You got 1.5 for your standard batteries. If you guys don't know, your standard AA or AAA batteries was that thing that I threw. The small batteries that leak. They leak, so we threw them away as soon as we could. Me either. Oh, well. Yeah, those are 1.5 volts. So, then of course you got continuity. And it looks like we have a status light there, which I'm really excited to try this out. But more importantly, man, it's a benchtop meter. So we can actually leave this for you guys to see. There's no way this thing has a light. Wow, man, this thing has a light too. This is awesome. GFCI tester too. It's also a GFCI tester. This thing's awesome. All right. So if we get our leads here. I don't know if this is the best one for homeowners yet. We're still exploring it together. Don't run off and go get this thing yet. This one. No, this one. That's interesting. This should be continuity. Yes. So, check this out. Where's our switch? Yeah, where's our switch? Whoops. So, switch here, right? Mm-hmm. These two here. Throw the switch. Throw the switch. Oh, wait, my bad. Sorry. Hang on. Switch feeds there. Yeah, go. Throw the switch. See that? Throw it again. See that?
That's cool.
So what we're doing, we're taking power here, constantly hot. Then when you turn on the switch, we send power to this screw, which sends power over here to power this receptacle. That's what we're doing.
Whoa.
Okay, next, we're not quite done prefabbing. So we need to get this on here, but the ears are in the way. So we have to break the ears off. And sometimes there's a little circle up here that needs to break off, but this one does not have that. So yeah, we can just,
Can I rock them?
and it's the same thing, man. You just want to take your time. It doesn't take much force. If you start, trying to break these things.
Can I try?
Yeah, here. There you go. Perfect. Might need to break a little bit more. We'll see. We do. We have to break just a little bit more. So we do have to cut these off. Let's just use diagonals. Right. What we're going to do, we're not going to cut this all the way through. So we're just going to score it. Oh, we can cut it. Never mind.
Can I try?
No. Well, you can try, but I don't want to get your hopes down. There you go. Get it, Keely. Get it. Get it. Go. Get it. Cut it.
I can't.
My turn. All right. So one hit is hard. Ah!
I started.
Yeah, you started it. That's it. That's exactly what happened there. All right. Now we can fit. See?
Yay.
Yay, we can fit. Perfect. All right. So what we're going to do now, this thing comes with nuts. It's a boy.
That has a cutter?
Yeah, it has a cutter.
I didn't know that. It like blends up.
Oh, yeah. So the difference of this versus the other ones that you find at the supply house or at the store is that they got a stupid stripping hole right here, man. And these do not have the stripping hole. So if you're looking for the ones without the stripping hole and you're actually able to cut through plastic without having a stupid missing spot in the middle of your cutter, these are the ones. They are the J203-8s.
Where's the stripping hole?
There is no stripper hole. That's what's great.
Oh.
But I went to like 3 different supply houses before. I finally just told clients, I just texted a client. I was like, hey, just send me some. Okay. See how I push that out?
Mm-hmm. Can I try?
You can try. You want to try and do it with your fingers first to see how hard it is?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta push.
This is annoying.
You gotta push.
Ow.
Okay, so now try a tool. What's up, Hunter? Hang on, stop. Okay, perfect. Your fingers were in the pushing zone. Okay, let me show you what I did differently. I knew you were going to do that. Watch. What I did, I didn't grab the tip of this because look how much variation you have. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
What I did was I grabbed a lot more of the screw. That way it has less options to do anything else other than obey what I want it to do. So you want to push it just straight out like that. There you go. And now you can probably just pull it out with your fingers because you got more leverage. Yeah, perfect. All right. Now, depending on what the customer wants, you want ground up, ground down. We're going to go ground down. That way I don't get any questions on the live. And yeah, that's a good seat. So we're going to take these screws here, push them back through.
Can I do it?
Yeah. I'm going to put this nut on here. I'm going to make it look really easy, though.
Where's the screw?
Right there.
Oh.
And then, you watching? This is what I'm going to do. So, see, like, these actually have a polarity. See, like, that's actually biting. See how it has those little ridges in there?
Yeah.
This side here also bites. Perfect. You can't put them backwards. I like how they did that now. I'm going to hold this still like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is where finger strength helps a little bit. And we're going to tighten. There's a reason why I love this screwdriver so much, guys. It's the best screwdriver ever. Okay. You're going backwards. We're about to have a bolt facing out of our box. Here, you hold it. I'm not going to hold it for you. The stripper hole sounds like a bad nightclub. Yeah. Exactly, Jonathan. Okay, hold that still with some pliers and then tighten it up. You might need a real screwdriver. Here, use this one. I'm reaching for a screwdriver, man. I don't see one. Here, just use this one. This one's good. You would like this screwdriver. Your hands will love that screwdriver. You like that screwdriver?
Yeah.
That's a woman's screwdriver. That's what modern electricians use now because they're all women. Here, you're actually not holding anything. See?
Oh. Can do that.
All the modern electricians now have man buns. And they say everything culturally appropriate. They care what everyone else thinks. They wash their hands. It's crazy. Yeah, you got it. Good job. Okay.
You almost dropped it.
Yeah, I did almost drop it. Okay. Let's actually add a couple of wires off of this. Instead of just running it straight to the wire, let's make some connections on it just for future. So just cut like, yeah, go ahead.
That?
Yeah, but why wouldn't you lay it flat?
I was just.
Yep, that's fine. Okay, that's like the most powerful cutters we have, and you're struggling. You're funny. Is there a black in here somewhere?
It's stuck.
There is, but it's kind of short. Found it.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope, we want more.
Can I do it?
Yeah, it's too short. I'm just gonna do it.
Oh.
And get the black out of there.
You're missing.
Yeah, I gotta show the camera what I'm doing and hold my arm all stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Okay. Up there. That's your constant hot there. I'm gonna do this when you do the neutral, okay?
Mm-hmm. The neutral is the silver one?
Yeah. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna
mold it around.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. Make sure it's still tight. Bend that wire back pretty good. Cool. Okay. Where's your white? Yeah, that works.
Plus?
Yep. On camera would be nice. That's 14.
Oh.
You mean the third hole? You might have already ruined the cable.
Did I?
I don't know. Let's see. Did she ruin the cable? Yes. I think you did. Watch. If we strip this here where it should be stripped. See that line right there?
Yeah.
You see that line right there? Now watch what happens. If I bend back here, where do you think it's going to snap?
Right there.
Let's find out. Did not. So you did not ruin the cable. You didn't squeeze that hard. But if you do squeeze hard, this is what happens. I'll show you. Watch. We'll squeeze extra hard like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll strip it back here. And now, watch where it breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Now.
Can I do it?
Yep. Here, land it.
Boom.
Okay, you don't get the luxury of a table sometimes. So I want you to learn how to hold this. Where you're holding this here like this. Once you get it, see how I'm holding that still? Like that. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about all that. You're just trying to hold this still so it doesn't move while you're working on it.
Okay.
You can bundle it up in your hand, whatever you want to do to keep it from moving. Even that even gives you more tension if you have to. You can let go of it. You see what I'm saying? Just there you go. I just don't want you using the table. Just backwards, sir. Ma'am.
Excuse me.
Backwards, ma'am. Let me see. I'd say you're probably tightening pretty tight. Yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah.
All right, ground. Now the ground's different, okay? Your modern strippers that everybody praises don't have proper ground hole loops. These are cutters. Those are not loops, but you can use them as a loop, but they wind up a little bit long, in my opinion. Even your Milwaukee's here, that everybody likes so much, they don't really have loops.
Those are loopholes?
No, they're not. They're for screwing. They're for shearing screws. But see how the whole thing's like curved?
Yeah.
What I like is a loop that's straight and then just curves properly, like
a tight.
Like tight. I prefer this style of loop. This is an actual loop. So when it goes through, you can get almost nothing on there. Bend it right around and that stays more straight and it's a little bit shorter. So where's the ones we're cutting off? Let's do this one. So this is, so if we compare these.
Why is it beeping?
Multimeter's auto shutting off. If you look at how long the loops are, you can get a little bit shorter. Doesn't make that big of a difference, but sometimes the end of this can overlap your screw and you don't want this overlapping. So the shorter that you can make your hook, the better off you are. You can make a shorter hook with these. There's no arguing that. So when you loop around here, what you're going to do, we're going to be turning the screw this direction. So we are hooking this around the ground like that. And then with tension, I'm going to put my thumb here to keep tension on it. And then with the proper tool for the job, which is skinny strippers, you can get in there and you can actually grab what you're trying to grab. You can see where I'm able to close that. You see that?
Okay.
Camera can't see. Chat can't see because it's not. Come on, camera, focus. Yeah. So you can. I can't get that. Yeah, so we can close that if we wanted to. These bigger needle nose, man, they can kind of close it, but they don't get in there near as good. They do get in there, but if you're doing a bunch of them, that's a big difference. Of course, needle nose can do it. That's what I started my whole career with, was closing with needle nose. That's the way I was taught. You start getting into the Knipexes and stuff, there's no way. It's not even close. These Kleins, they're not even close. You have to angle them way out here just to get the close on there. And you can close it. But this is by far the easiest way and what I see the proper way to do it. Here you go. You got to hold it. I'm not holding it for you. Actually, I want you. Yeah, I want you to loop it too. You know, just go ahead and do everything. I can't get it off. Here, chop. Chop and loop. What? Oh yeah, it's hot in here.
Why do we have salt out here?
I had to make the water conductive. That's good enough. It's good enough for your first loop. You'll see why it matters on how you do it though, because you're gonna have a really sloppy loop. Go. Look at me, your loop is sloppy. Hey, they can't see. They can't see.
I can't close it.
Because there's a, oh, wait, look, close it on that back hump. See that hump right there? Why would you turn your hand all the way upside down? There you go. Yeah, force that shut. Close it. Squeeze, not two hands, one hand. Okay, make a proper loop and see the difference. What's up, Milsom, All Civic. Similovic. Okay. Now that I butchered your name, what's up, man? Okay. You know what you're doing wrong? Stop.
No.
You're working over your strippers. I never do that. I work where my strippers go down and around like this. I don't know what you were doing.
Bless you.
Yeah, you're like working back. I go like this so I can see what's going on with my strippers, and then I push all the way around, and I make that nice little loop.
We're gonna have no more
So
ground left.
we got enough, barely enough. The loop will lose your close on its own when you tighten the screw, and tighten with a screwdriver, never an impact because loose neutral start fires. Absolutely, do not use an impact. I know one of my last shorts. It's funny because my buddy was over. And one of my last shorts, I did show how the number 1 P2R2 does fit a receptacle. But after we finished that video, and I told my buddy, I was like, that might be like the 5th time in my life I've ever actually put, in 20 years of electrical, that might be the 5th time in my life I've ever actually turned a screw on a receptacle with my impact. But it was just to show you guys the shape of the screw. It wasn't to show you guys how to tighten the screw. But after I did it, I was like, that might be bad. Let me see what you're doing. I'm going to show you one more time, okay?
Okay.
Watch. Hook it. Sometimes you got to spin it around here to gain access to it. You're not going to be able to grab it back there. You got to gain access here.
Mm-hmm.
And now with the access here, yeah, you actually wrapped it pretty good now.
My lip is too small.
Loop's not too small. See, that's perfect. That's a perfect loop. You know how hard that is to uninstall now? Very hard. You can't uninstall this. You'd have to wrap the whole wire around, and there's no way to cut that.
Is it bad?
No, it's great. This is good. I like permanent installs. I think about stuff. What's it going to look like in 30 years? Not in a week. Leave that alone. Tighten this. If you do what? No. You can do it because I've got noise cancellation on. Use the tip to make the loop contact. Yeah. You want to try again? Okay, she wants to try again. Let me show you guys how to get this off. Watch your eyes. Now we are running out of ground. It's still acceptable. Here you go. You can put a little bit more out. You don't have to go like completely zero. Let me see. Yeah, right there. Go. Perfect. There. That's beautiful. That'll work. Throw it on there.
Not too long.
It's a little bit long, but you're learning. Now close it. It's better than half of the stuff I see installed. There you go. So long as it's not overlapping. So long as that doesn't cross over, you're okay. The second that this crosses over, you get into that territory where the ground screw was never that long and designed for that.
Okay.
So you're going to get a nice even bite on that.
Can I have that unopened doctor?
Yes. Okay, now we're going to get some wire out of here. Are we level? Yes, we're level. All right, let's get that out of the way. Oh, this is hot, so don't put your fingers in here.
How hot is it?
It'll shock you.
Hot.
Yeah, hot
And
means
how are you touching?
it's insulated. You got to trust the insulation. The insulation is rated for 600 volts. So if you can't trust the insulation, why are you running it in your house, in your walls, and in your pipes? So that's what I have to say about that.
Will it electrocute you or just shock you?
Well, that depends. So I am wearing safety Crocs, which are very rubber. So if I only touch one wire at a time, I can't get shocked because there's no ground.
Is that why you say those are safety Crocs?
Yeah, safety Crocs. Here, we got some, we actually can't do this without. Okay, this is illegal. We cannot do this. You cannot strip Romex and individually take wire and push it in this pipe because Romex has a listing and this sheath is a listed assembly. So unfortunately, even though this is a short run, you have to push Romex through and only strip what you need. It's the way it's designed. But we also don't need this ground in here, so we can tie to this ground and pull it out, or maybe I'll just push it. Just pull this ground out.
Why is that brown cream with the ground in here is gold?
Just for identification. So they don't usually have just bare ground on a spool. They do. You can buy it. But it's more. No, you just gotta ask for it. You have a knife?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Mm.
I already have knives.
There you go. Find a knife, chat. Very good knife. We need a knife and we need honestly, we kind of need a push penny. We kind of need a push penny, Keely.
What?
We need to close that unused opening. The only logical thing to do here is to put a connector on the box. That way we don't get judged in the comments about not closing the unused opening, because it was fine when it was just an open box. But now that we got an unused opening, we can't close this up and say that we're electricians. Let me read it.
Control for chicken houses. Take it easy.
See here. Anyone? Thanks for teaching them. I work in machine controls, and this is how I started when I was young, helping out in the garage. Now I do building controls for chicken houses. That's cool. You can run Romex in a conduit. You can absolutely run Romex in a conduit. What you can, I told you they were going to say this. It's funny. You can run Romex in a conduit. What you can't do, you cannot run Romex in a location that it's not approved for. So the interior of this conduit is whatever location we have installed it in. If we have installed conduit in a wet location, the interior of this conduit is considered a wet location. We can't run Romex in a wet location. If we run this conduit inside where the location is dry, you can absolutely run Romex
So that's how you can't.
inside of conduit. Yeah, you can't run Romex outside at all. You have to run UF cable.
Even if you do it like in a pipe underground.
Right, yeah, you definitely can't put underground. A lot of people don't realize how wet pipes get underground. You got condensation, you got a lot of different factors there for that. I'm gonna get the code book for this guy. Three. EMT right there, turned right to it, first try. Uses permitted should be a .10, .30 is strapping, .10, uses committed. So you can't have in dry or damp or wet locations right there. And yeah, you can definitely run this in EMT. Or no, sorry, that's EMT. We're gonna go to Romex, 334. 334. I got excited because I thought I found it. It is. Surprised this book isn't torn up. Okay, we need a .10. Uses permitted. So, uses permitted. And spheroids, shallow chases in masonry. Trying to find the cable shall be protected from physical damage if necessary by rigid metal conduit, IMC, EMT. See that right there? Protection from physical damage, cable, we're talking about NM, which is Romex. So it says right here that you need to install it in EMT. Protection from physical damage, cable shall be protected from physical damage where necessary by rigid metal conduit, intermediate metal conduit, EMT, electrical metallic tubing, Schedule 80, blah, 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 blah. You can absolutely put this in conduit. There's no problem about it. Common misconception.
Why do we have so much extra wire?
Because you never know. Okay. Where'd the knife go? Knife. Yeah. Okay. What you're gonna do? Watch me. Watch. You're just gonna score lightly, grab here and pull. Okay. And look, the paper. Look, not even trying to break. You need to score lightly. So, score lightly on both sides. That's a hot box. Don't stab the hot wire. You'll just shock yourself. Right there. Score one side. Score the other side. A little harder on the back side. Okay. Now score the top side again, lightly. Okay. Okay. Now, hang on. Stop. Don't pull it yet. Look, you're going to pull this out and you're going to fall off your ladder if you're standing on one. Yeah, exactly. Pull. Perfect. Exactly. Good job. You always got to be thinking about what's going to happen after you finish pulling, pushing, or whatever you're doing. Okay, here you go. Do the same thing there.
Right here?
Sure. Code says you got to have 1/4 of an inch of Romex out of your connector. That's good. That's good. Oh, ooh, ooh. Why are you crossing your arms? Look, all your leverage is there. Grab right there and now pull straight out. You're going to rip my box off the wall, aren't you? What are you saying? What am I saying? What am I saying? Mike Holt said you can't run Romex in the conduit if the individual wires don't have the actual markings. If the wires have markings, then it's not necessary to use the Romex. Yeah, exactly. That's why we did put Romex in here, because the individual markings are on the actual Romex. That way the inspector can identify that this is listed cable. So this is what you call a listed cable assembly. You can't pull non-sheathed Romex wires because there's no individual markings on here. So you can't pull MC cable out of the MC and technically use it. You can definitely do this though all day. All right, so this is our energized side. We're just going to tuck this in here.
Should I
With
tuck
this.
in here?
No, well, I'll teach you how to tuck some wire, but hang on.
I learned that. But it's not the same box.
Okay, so how are you going to tuck that wire in there? Okay, that's pretty good. Now what are you going to do? Oh, look at her fold it. Look at her fold it, chat. Look at that. Hey, stop. You just push the insulation up there like a cheese grater. Hold it so you don't use the box to force it. You're pushing against your fingers. That's okay. You're good. Watch me. Watch me. See there? See that? That's okay. You did good.
I did it.
Nice. Now our device will be in the center and our makeup will be on the side, so we can do that. Do you want to use wire nuts or Wagos? Okay, well first we need to get a bonding screw in that box. And I'm actually going to pull off this.
Are you trying to pull off that little clip?
Yeah, but I'm trying to see if these pliers can do it.
You have to grab it with that because it's not going to come off. Because you're also grabbing that, the actual box.
Okay, let's see if real clients can do it. And the hybrids. All right, let's see if real clients can do this job.
That's a Wago scare me.
Wago scare me too. Look at the leverage on that. You see how it's moving? Look at that. So use the right tool for the job. There is no replacement for the real thing. Knipex can't do that. But I did want to see if the hybrids could do it. I guess we'll never know. I feel like the 9-inch gray hybrids probably also could have done that. If it ain't Klein, it ain't mine. Exactly. Let's see here. You missed the point about having the physical damage. That's when you can put. No. You're saying you missed the point about possibly having physical damage. That's when you have to, or you can put it in EMT. At the end of the day, if the code says you can put Romex in EMT, it doesn't say only if you have physical damage are you allowed to put Romex in EMT. It just says that's an option to use for physical damage. So the Romex right now would be subject to physical damage. We have it in EMT right now. And technically, Romex is always subject to physical damage when it's exposed in a garage or wherever. So even in within 6 feet of the openings of your attic, you can't have Romex unless it's got the what do you call it? Oh my goodness. The parallel framing members. What they call it, the parallel running boards. Running boards is the word. Running boards to protect your Romex in the attic. Okay, let's not do Wagos. Let's do wire nuts. You want to do Wagos?
Yeah.
Nah, we're gonna do wire nuts. Okay. Yeah, make up the black to the black. I'm gonna go find a bonding screw. So while you make this up, make sure you strip it on camera. Strip the black to make up a connection. You want it to be about 1 inch long of exposed wire.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I did find a ground screw. We can use that. We'll just use this ground screw. Using this ground screw, you're not on camera. Right there. There you go. Using this ground screw will give me an excuse to pull out my slide drive. I've got the multi-tool version of it, but this goes from 5/16 to 1/4 inch.
I did it.
So right now we are 5/16. If I push this up or down, no, down, you see where it pops right off because we're back to 1/4 inch. And then we got a magnet, which is pretty cool. So this is like One of my favorite designs. I wouldn't say it's my favorite tool, but man, it's really handy for the back of boxes to get back there. We need some ground wire, which we have on the floor. All right, make up the connection. Oh, you gotta strip that one. Strip that black. You like the ideal yellow NM stripper when used properly, it works great and harder for apprentices to nick the conductors. You ever use it? Yeah. Yeah. You wouldn't need to and definitely wouldn't need the Conduit MC cable from the box in a residential wet environment, such as a mudroom. Have those same strippers? Yeah, they're nice. Have you ever, they've been used in UK for years? Oh, Wagos, yeah. Yeah, I'm probably wrong, but I'll take the nuts over Wagos all day. Me too. I know Wagos are good to go, but the point of contact makes them scary. I was thinking that for a while. I forgot about the heat sink aspect. So if we connect this wire to wire, if there is a connection failure, it's going to heat sink a lot faster. At least with a Wago, you got a piece of metal to kind of heat sink to. So there is that heat sink aspect where if you actually put like 50 amps on a Wago versus a wire nut, I think the wire nut would actually fail faster because of the heat sink effect. But then, you know, the spring on the wire nut also kind of heat sinks too. So there's that too. But at least it would be a series heat sink to where you would definitely drop off a lot of that heat to the next wire. I still prefer Wagos. You can't convince me otherwise. But Mike sent a bronze medal. Hey, man, I appreciate that, dude. Thank you for the support. Thanks, Mike. Mike D8G7B. Where'd my ground screw go? What are you working on over there? I thought you were going to wire that up. We're waiting for you to wire it up.
I don't know what to do next.
You got to wire it up. Twist them. Take the black to black. We can't see what you're doing. What are you doing?
I'm too short.
Are you?
I'll be right back.
She's too short. It's hilarious. Yeah, we are. Let's figure it out. Did make this desk extra thick.
Can't twist them.
You really can't. Hang on. Here, let me show you something. Let me show you something. If you expect your wires to work with you, you need to make them work to where they're going to want to stay together. So watch, we're going to pull this out. Now you know why it was so much wire. Pull these together, and then you're going to start twisting.
Not to use my fingers.
No, you should not use your fingers. You should use the clines.
Okay.
Yep. Make sure the insulations are meeting. Look at that, man. Is there anything better than a magnetic 5/16 for an electrician to get in the back of boxes, man? I hate, I'm kind of reaching over you, sorry. I gotta pinch that. That did not go satisfactory. I'll have to wait for you to get done. I just want to pinch that for me.
How do you do this?
What are you doing, man? Let me show you. No. Watch. Ready? Can they see?
Yeah, kind of.
Watch. This turns into an extension of your hand now.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to cross one over one here like this. We can bend that one down to start. Can they see?
I don't know. You wanna move it?
Is my arm in the way or not?
No.
Twist and pull. Watch. Good secure grab.
Mhm.
See how I'm taking my time?
Yeah. And then I'll do the white to white.
No, you can do them all.
So you're just gonna undo this?
Yeah. I think. No, you do the white to white.
Okay.
I'm going to run out of wire on my pigtail.
That's a big box of wire.
It's a big box of wire nuts. Holy crap, we're zoomed in.
Hi.
What you doing?
Pull the clothes.
Watch. Like this. Get them together. Like this. See that? You, as a beginner, you could probably strip a little bit more. And there you go. There. Now, so long as you keep your insulations together, you should be fine. So go ahead. I don't want to do too much for you. Go. I'm going to film it. If I can. Hey. Clients always stay in line with the wire. Hey. Stop rolling it. I mean that. Yeah? Okay, stop. Yes, grab them both. Hang on, stop. Hang on, stop. I don't want you to get bad habits, okay? You're kind of attacking them from every angle, which is fine. But look, first and foremost, that has to stay even. So pull this one up. It's okay, not too much. Good, pay attention. Put it back down. Line them back up. Stop. Okay, stop. You can't cross it like that. You can go like that. You can't go a full 90. Now, you might need some smaller. Can you grab those? Kind of. Hang on, I got something for you. Don't touch that. Leave that right there. All right, I think she'll be okay with these, chat. Those are 8-inch. Okay. Stop. You want to stop twisting here as much, and you want to start focusing here. So you're holding it. There you go. Stop. Now close it again. Screws them together. You don't have to twist. You can just, no. Just kind of push them together. Stop turning so much. Just try to push them together. Like close the gap with your, stop using two hands. Your hand never leaves here. Okay, when I say close them, see how that's open?
Yeah.
Start working on closing that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, now start twisting. You get a tighter twist. Stop using two hands. There you go. Now you're going to grab the outside of there, and you're going to twist that, and that's going to close. See that gap right there? Twist and pull. All right, let me see. No, that is not going to work. So what you did right now you pretty much just wrap this around this one. And all it's going to happen, I see this joint every day at work from people. We can literally just push this right out. So you're just wrapped around there the whole time. There's no actual like twist, you know, where they're like one. This is just one piece. So like if we were to cut this here, let's see, did you get one twist or not? You got one twist there, but look, it's actually open. See, like you can see air gaps in between it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to see any gaps in there, right there.
Okay.
I can see yellow right through there. I'll hold it up for the chat. You see yellow right through that hole.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna arc. So, and then you went straight there. That one wrapped around a couple of times. It's pretty close. This is the last kind of thing you want to have though. If they're not straight with each other, where you're really twisting, like see how it's kind of like off at an angle?
Yeah.
You want to keep these uniform. That way you start twisting. Everything goes uniformly straight. So if I was to do it, you go.
You can strip with those?
Yeah. Watch. Stay in your hand. It's nice and uniform.
Yeah.
See right there.
Mm-hmm.
You try again.
Okay. What is that?
What'd you do? Oh, you stabbed yourself.
Oh.
Nice. How'd you do it?
I don't know.
Well, you won't do that again. You good?
I think I pulled a hanger.
No, you're good. Go. Yeah, if you stick your fingers in the angry side, it's going to bite you. So this is actually my daughter. You're good, Mr. Smoke. That's okay. This is actually my daughter. This is Keely. She's going to be running this channel one day. She'll be teaching us a thing or two. One of my helpers years ago actually showed me a trick. You're never too old to learn from your apprentices. Actually, I'll go get him. I'll show you the trick that he showed me while you guys watch her. What are you doing, man? Look, you got to be number 12. So right now you're just munching on the wire. I mean, it's like completely gobbled up. Watch. 12, third one.
Yeah, I was doing the third one.
Show easy it is to push. You weren't doing the third one. Watch. Third one. There you go. Make the connection. Yeah, my buddy had these on his hip one day, and I laughed, and I was like, haha, what are those, you know? And then he lifted a piece of strut and clamped the strut to the all thread, like clamped the all thread down here, so the strut was sitting. And then he had both hands to assemble, you know, the nuts and the washers and everything. And I was like, oh, damn, I got to go get me a pair. So these are useful for commercial, just not in the way you think. What are you doing, man? Look, here, here. This stays here. Okay. You got to hold. I'm not going to hold it for you. Hold that there. There you go. Oh, too much. Okay, okay, okay. There. Now, go for the very tip and twist. Yeah. Grab tight. Not the, yeah, right there. Now just close them really tightly and twist. There. That's it. Now do another one. Keep everything tight. Just focus on keeping your hands as tight as you can. Both fingers. Okay, that's it. Now do another one. And do another one. Okay, now, did you break it? No. Look, you just want to get them closer to each other too, though. You don't want to get them too far away. Here, finish it. Oh, I zoomed in way too much. Let me see.
Like that?
I don't know. It is only number 12. You need child linemen's? Yeah. You're going to have a lot of finger strength to hold the 12 or 14 to come with time. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Jonathan. Let me see.
Can I do the wire nut?
Hey, you did pretty good.
Yes.
Let me make sure that it's good, though, because I'm going to turn it on.
I want to do the wire nut.
Okay.
Where's your big tub of wire?
Put the wire nut on. Right here. You got a bunch.
Where?
No. No. Yep.
What?
More. Can you get more? Want to go wash your hands?
Yeah.
That is not.
What do you have 3 ground wires?
One's for the box, one's for the feed, one's for the device.
And you have to have your ground up, otherwise, right?
So,
You always have to have the ground, right?
yeah.
Will it work without one?
Yeah.
I just feel like safety. But
Yeah, the ground. So what the ground does, I'll show you this, but you probably won't remember. That's okay. I'll show the chat. This is what the ground does, chat. This is what everyone thinks the ground does versus what the ground actually does, okay? Okay. The earth shall not be considered as an effective ground fault current path. What does that mean if we attach wires to ground rods? Why do we not use the earth? I've had some conversations with some people that I've respected that told me the extra current goes to earth during a fault, and I just stared at him. This is what happens when you have a ground fault. Your neutral is called the grounded conductor. So if this is our transformer, okay, this is how a transformer is drawn. And the internals of a transformer would look something like this. This is our windings here. We have 120 volts on one leg. We have another 120 volts on another leg. And we're center tapped with the neutral. And that way when we go from 120 to neutral, we have voltage. We have potential, basically. At the transformer, this is grounded to the earth with the ground rod in a couple of different ways. That's normal. When you have your weather head, I'm just going to draw this very terribly, so whatever. The wire comes from your transformer. All these go into your weather head. And then down here, we have a neutral bar, we have a ground bar, and you have your main breaker. We're not going to worry too much about the main breaker right now. When we go to our sub panel, we have a ground bar, and we have a neutral bar. In our main disconnect, the first means of disconnect, it says that we must bond. So we're going to bond to the case. We're going to bond our grounds and neutrals together. That way, everything will make sense in a second. What we're doing is we're creating our ground at our first means of disconnect. Your ground doesn't really exist until right now. Okay? Now, what your ground does, if we have a receptacle here, and we have a box, just like this up here. We have a box here, and the current touches this metal box. We have a short in the wire. Keeley nicked the copper without telling me. Whatever happens, okay? In this case, we could have pipe, we could have a ground wire. We have both right now. We'll just use a ground wire. We're not going to draw any of the wires for simplicity. This receptacle is grounded to our sub panel. And when we ran our feeders to our sub panel, we had the ground and it jumped over the neutral bar. And the grounds and neutrals are isolated. So jump over our ground bar, or it's the same thing really. And we go to our neutral. What happens is the current is trying to find the source because it's basically a circuit. So we call them circuits, got a return path. So we're trying to get back to where the current happened. The circuit, this is the main, and those are connected in a way. That's also a main. Okay. Your current is going to get on your box, your metal box. It's going to follow the ground path. Still following the ground path. It goes here. It goes to the neutral. It goes back through the windings of the transformer. Here. Comes back on the hot. Comes back through that main breaker. Goes over there to this main breaker. And it finds the branch circuit that fed the receptacle, and it trips that breaker. So that's the fault current path. It uses the neutral to trip. So without grounds, we can't trip ground faults. So if we don't have any ground wires, you're just waiting for a human to touch it to get shocked. If we do accidentally touch the box with a hot wire, the breaker trips before a human has a chance to touch it. That's the point of the ground. It's to trip the breaker before somebody can get hurt. The whole point in your grounds and neutrals being bonded here is that we have a way for the current to get back to the neutral. So if we don't bond in our first means of disconnect, we have no current path to trip the breaker in the first place. So you have to have grounds where anything's likely to become energized. If it's metal, enclosure's metal, anything like that. The code uses the verbiage insulation failure now. So upon insulation failure, something's likely to become energized. We can get current off of that metal structure to get it back to the neutral to trip the breaker that's feeding the circuit that's the hazard. And that's the whole point in this. So, what's up?
How does a transformer explode?
Transformers explode when they get overloaded, or you just got too much fault current going through them. It's basically... you know, a lot of different things. These windings are very close together. Mm-hmm. And when you look at a transformer, it's actually a whole bunch of windings like this. And they're wrapped around an iron core like this. And every time there's a winding, they put a little bit of lacquer on there to insulate it. And they do another winding on it. And they put a little bit of lacquer on there, and then they do another winding. So you basically have like liquid plastic that's only about that thin separating your electricity from the windings. So if transformers get overworked, you got too much current going through them from a surge or something like that, that insulation will melt off because it's exceeded the capacity of what it was designed for. And then you have a direct short on the windings. That's when they explode.
And then the weather transformer takes volts.
What's that?
Like a weather transformer just kind of takes volts.
I don't know what a weather transformer is. Okay, we're going to take a second. How do you get voltage from a transformer?
No, this.
Oh yeah, that's your main panel. That's what.
It's like is
That's what
that?
distributes the electricity. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to be able to fit this device in here with all this garbage. I always exercise my wires and get them where I want them before I even try to close boxes anymore.
Is that one of those windy things?
It is a windy thingy. Wow, this screw is really jacked up.
What does that box do? Does it power that?
Yeah, so that box gets power from that receptacle there. And
And then it goes down and powers this.
correct. So we're going to just wire this up right now.
Is it hot?
Yeah.
Like burning hot?
No,
Warm hot?
it'll shock you. When something's hot, it means it can shock you. Ow, I stabbed myself in the box.
Then you shock yourself.
No, the box is sharp right there. Probably for one of those ground clamps that I put on there
Yeah.
and then ripped it off.
Why do you need a ground clamp?
If you don't have a ground screw.
Or not, you have a ground screw.
Yeah, we have ground screws. Don't need one. Okay. This is going to be a terrible. We're going to have two grounds. Where's the wire nut? I'll use this little one.
There's about 30,000 over there.
I know.
I did like that. And then go check them off.
Okay. Good idea. I'm right-handed. I'm gonna give you guys a better view. I don't even know if these can make up connections, but if there was one connection these can make up, it'd probably be this little tiny one. Yeah, they're terrible for making up connections. I wish I could have had a say before these were made, because I didn't have any say in these. But if I did, and Klein had have sent me these or shown me them before they were out, I would have said, there's no point in having this. You may as well thin this down as thin as possible and just make these really awesome, like needle nose and useful, because this really isn't good for very much. There's a Wago there.
Wait.
Right there.
Oh, it's flying. Where's the Wago?
Right there.
Oh, there. But that's like a weird Wago. It's not like the actual brand Wago.
Right.
It's like one of those copies.
It's actually maybe better.
Is it?
I don't know.
So they copied it and then they made it better?
It does do number 10, so there is that. It's just a little bit more versatile than your standard Wago. We're going to make this connection up ourselves.
If you touch like the exposed wire, will it shock you?
Yeah.
Is that why you're being so careful?
Yeah.
Will it shock you bad?
Yeah, shock is a shock. So it just depends on your path, the amount of current, what's all happening. See, I'm touching these together right now because I want to see if there's going to be a spark or if the wire was going to short out or if we did a good job or a bad job. So obviously we did a good job here. If we were to plug something in here, so like, let's just do this.
Will it explode?
It'll arc. Plug.
Yeah, I did it correctly.
See there? Oh, the weird little indicator light. I like that. Wait, why is it still saying there? Oh, we got to hit the reset button. Is there a reset button? Clear. Okay. And see here we got 120 though. 122 actually.
I did it.
Do we have a light? Let's see. We do have a light. And then you clear it. And then it reads. And then it stays. And then you got to hit clear again. Interesting.
So that it like saves it. That's kind of cool.
Kinda. I don't know if I really like it saving my stuff. If we plug something in here with big load though, this will arc whenever I connect it. You want to see?
Yeah.
You'll see. This is gonna be a big arc. I won't reach. I usually do too. We are trying this one out. All right, here we go. Plug that in, turn the light switch on, and no, turn the light switch on.
Whoa.
See the arc?
That's cool.
See how it arcs? I don't know if you can see it on camera. They probably can. It's pretty bright in here. Don't play with electricity, chat.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those balls that have like electricity in it, and then whenever you touch it,
So we'll turn off the switch. We'll unplug the load from it. And then we'll just wire it up real quick.
It's so dark.
It is dark. We need to turn that light back on. I'll plug it back into that. What's up?
You still gonna do a live with this?
I don't think so. Yeah. All right. Test it again. See if we did it right. We need to secure this box so it doesn't move. But ta-da!
Yay! You did it.
Yeah, you did good. Okay. So we need to find a screw for this because it's awfully sketchy. I did buy a box earlier, so we can just rob this one. Whee!
But then you're gonna have to rob another box whenever you want to use one.
That is correct.
I bet you have one else one that.
I'm pleased to report that we did not strip out the screws. I wasn't sure if that was even going to work. I was fully prepared to put a self-tapper in it. I'm not going to lie. Are you taking an HVAC class now? Nice, man. I started with HVAC classes. I did all my HVAC classes till I ran out of electrical classes. And then I started doing the refrigeration classes. And man, I was happy if I made a B or even a C in those classes. Some of those design classes with the ductilator. It's a calculator for ductwork. It's like a circle, and you spin it, and depending on your circumstance, it'll tell you what size to use. I got shocked one time, and I think it was 110 gave you a pretty nice bite. Yeah, it just depends on the load and your path and, you know, all of those things. But yeah, now we have a loop now, so we can actively put a multimeter in here. We can see the amperage of whatever we plug into here. I think that's pretty cool.
How many times have you shocked yourself?
How many times have I shocked myself?
Yeah.
Oh, probably 10 at least.
Were they bad?
3 were bad. I was at Gigi's and Pop Pop's house. I was installing a fan, and it got me pretty good.
How old are you?
I don't know how old when I started electrical. I was 20. No, I was younger than that. 20, 21. I was probably 21.
So you were dating mom at the time?
Oh yeah, I've been dating mom forever. Those dinosaurs rolling around. We used to have to fight them off with spears.
Luckily you made it onto the ark.
Yeah. I've been dating mom longer than more than half of my life. Well, been with mom. Go get a vacuum. Let's put a cord cap on. Go get the vacuum outside. I bought a cord cap.
Last one?
No. It's outside the garage. You got to open the garage door. Can you open the garage door for? Almost. Not yet. What? I don't know. I don't think so. Just bring the cord in here. Like, don't bring the whole vacuum in here if you can help it. I'm going to clean this off. Yeah, just bring as little amount of that as you can in here. Okay, go get the yeah. Go get the other piece and close it. There's our patient. Put that back in there. Oh, fine. You guys like my fingernails?
Gosh.
All right, Keely, fix it.
Wow.
Other side. Has a cold, a headache, and a sore throat. Can you close the door? What? All right.
What did she say?
You can be in the backyard. Hey. Can you-
I did it.
All right. Take that out of the part. Get your hair out of there. You're good. That is really tiny wire. Okay, let's see the cord cap. My gosh, the ones at Harbor Freight are better than the ones at Lowe's. It's crazy. All right, what do you got to do?
I don't know. I've never done this before.
Here you go.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Probably take those screws out. Yes, I do want some of that. You do it.
I wasn't sure how much.
Timber. Why for such a really short screwdriver?
Here, let me show you.
Such a long bit.
There you go. Over here. There you go. Can't really make those out of those ring tie connectors. I hope not. I got shocked one time. I think it was 120. Yeah. What are you doing? Do not. Okay, go. There you go. Is it undone? Perfect. Okay, now
Ow.
my guess would be that this needs to go on first.
You're guessing?
But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, this. Good night. There ain't no. What?
How did that go in there?
It must go flat. It must. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it? It doesn't. No, it's
No.
not going to do that. This thing is terrible, guys. This is terrible. This is a terrible cord connector. It's never going to work for this tiny cord. Yeah, that is not acceptable.
Wire hurts.
Let me see.
It's very scratchy.
Yeah, man, I don't know if that's going to grab the cord. Wait, more pieces. More pieces. You can show me this one. Does this thing have instructions?
Yeah. But we don't need them, right?
We usually don't need them. Oh, hang on. Hang on. This goes around here. This goes around here.
So you don't need this?
Well, it's still very interesting. Yeah, here. Throw this on here first. Then throw this one on here next.
Really?
This is going to slide in that there. So this is going to go here. I swear, man, this thing has to go in here. It has to.
But it can't.
Oh, it needs to. It's got to.
Step one, call Dad a dinosaur.
Let me see here.
The dinosaur. And then it would work. Did it work?
Oh, good.
Why are there so many words?
That has to go in there. Look, chat. It doesn't look like it goes in here, but it's fixing to. I'm not going to do it if it doesn't. Urgh.
Is that vacuum spicy?
Yeah.
No wonder.
There you go.
Everything hurts.
Shove that in there.
Why are we fixing it this
I
way?
think the instructions say to take your Klein ball grip screwdriver, shove that in there backwards like this. That way you can properly use a freaking cord connector on this thing. And I think it even uses the verbiage freaking. Is there a chance that this sits inside there?
No.
Yes, there is. We did it backwards. Hang on. I've never seen such a piece of garbage. And I would say that sits in here like this. Yeah. This one sits in here like this. Stop.
This one's just a little baby. I have the fat one.
Maybe that doesn't sit in there like that. Maybe we had it right. I'm going back with my method. Okay, we've exhausted all of the efforts to do this thing. We're going to go this way.
Do we have to use the instructions?
There are no instructions.
Yeah.
Wait. Instructions without pictures are not instructions.
Talking about what I have to do after I build it.
That's 100% how that goes. I'd like more bite on that, to be honest, but. Okay, where's the cord? Cord.
No.
Cord.
Ow.
Like an elephant.
Okay. Yeah, man. I don't know about this. How can that not go in there? We need a YouTube video on how to do this. You would think that that would just fit in right there. And then this one would go right on the flat. but it just doesn't do it. Unless we modify. There. Now. This is the last time I'll ever buy a cord connector from Lowe's, I'll tell you that. Okay, that's one up, right? Okay, hang on. Hang on, we're getting it. We're getting it. I think it's loud.
Why is it so obnoxious? You know that thingy, the jiggy that goes doo 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 doo.
Yeah, I don't know about that, guys.
Did you break it?
Not exactly, because it was already broken before we got it.
Can't return it anymore.
Just watch me. That's okay. I'm not a fan of this. There's no instructions on it?
And it says
I swear. Say break.
Use only copper wire with this.
Cover grounded. Well, probably.
10 conductors. Assemble
I don't know, guys. I don't see how else it can go.
I finally found some.
Maybe it just buds up right to it, like a piece of crap it is, and it just sits right there. That's terrible, though. Like, I don't like that at all. If that's how they intended me to do it, we were never going to do that anyway.
Probably his.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that thing just wants you to sit this just like that. And that's not very cool. We're not going to do that. Okay. Well, that's how you install a cord. I don't even know.
You're gonna try to teach me how to install cord connector.
Yeah, but like this one's already too big for this cord. So this cord is from a little Stinger vacuum cleaner, and it's already not even going to grab. I mean, we do have electrical tape to make it work.
Do you want to go through the trouble and use the electrical tape?
Turn it over the silver part. Ground electrodes are conductive parts which may be embedded in specific conductive medium and intermediate electric contact with earth. Their purpose is guaranteed safety by providing an effective access to photograms. Oh yeah. So I did start to mention that at the very beginning when I drew the ground rods for the transformers. Worst case scenario, you know, Encore will use, or your electric service provider will use the earth as a neutral if it loses this, and it can do it for up to 15 minutes. But that's a certain situation. It's not a normal situation. I don't even know if I want to even mess with that. Here, get this thing out of here. I'm going to have to buy another cord cap from somewhere else. So, yeah, whatever cord cap that was, who made it? Eaton? That's a piece of garbage. That is the biggest piece of garbage cord cap I think I've ever seen in my life. Harbor Freight has way better cord caps. Close the door.
So I would take cord caps.
But like without hyperextending this, I can't even get this thing to like sit flush. So if we hyperextend that to where it's flat, and then we do the same thing here for this one. There is a chance where the screws might line up. But at the end of the day, we still got to get the cord through it. Man, this thing is terrible. Is that a flathead? Are you kidding me?
Can I go outside for a picture?
Mm-hmm.
Love you.
Good. Let's just get this tightened for now. Wow. It's working. If it was not a flathead, it'd be beautiful. All right, not too much. I just remember we can't do that without, oh my gosh, we're going to force it in there. This might be the worst thing that I've had to do in a long time. Okay. That looks a little bit more acceptable. That's crazy. That's crazy. At the end of the day, though, I don't think the cord's going to grab. Wrong side again. We've tried all the different sides, bro. You think this goes out the... I don't think it's going to go through this hole. It's not even... I think the design is to have this flat like this. And then this is supposed to grab this. But I just... It doesn't work. It's not long enough. It might work to their standards. It's not going to work to my standards. This is the first thing we tried. And it's just not long enough to grab. Yeah, see, that doesn't grab. Like, it's the compression's here, so you're not even able to grab what you need. And if you turn it backwards, then yeah, that grabs, but then you got like a weird metal thing hanging off your cord. It's the design is very strange. Oh, did you say never mind? The messages were retracted. I don't even know right now. This is crazy. Yeah, don't buy this one from Lowe's. I'll tell you that. This is the 2867 FLW. And it is garbage. It's even like low profile. Like, I was kind of hesitant to buy it. But damn, everything else was like $13. I was like, I don't need a $13 cord. Yeah, womp womp. Okay. So, the whole point of this was to get less glare for the YouTube videos. So you can see where you got better color here. You aim down here, starts getting more whitewashed. So we should be able to plug in a receptacle now, run the cord up here, and take this light here. You like how I mounted it to my ceiling? So yeah, we're gonna like mount that light like right here somewhere and just aim it here. It should be a lot better light quality. So all right, yeah, that's all I got, guys. We probably could have done this in 15 minutes, but my daughter wanted to hang out and she really wanted to do some electrical. So I don't know, man. That's a win. That's a win if you ask me. Shout out to Klein for sending the multimeter and the needle nose to start of the show. All right. See you guys in the next one.